video game tie-in is better than your movie, you have a serious problem. X-Men Origins Wolverine. This was the dark days of the X-Men franchise, people. This is, and not only is this the dark days, this is the worst movie of the series. People can complain about X-Men 3. People can complain about First Class. No. This is the worst. And even they will agree. It's just they wish to forget. I'm not going to let you forget. We can never forget what they did to this. This was the movie fans were waiting for. A solo Wolverine movie. Displaying his origin. An origin that spans years. I mean, years. All the way back to the 1800s. How can you fuck that up? Well, I'll tell you why. Skip Woods wrote the script. Yeah, if you remember in my Sabotage review, I don't like Skip Woods. I despise him. Mostly because he wrote Die Hard 5, but knowing he wrote this too hurts even more. Here's a better... Let me just tell you the plot. The plot is Wolverine's lover is killed by his brother Sabretooth. So he decides to go back to his old military team as colonel in order to obtain the adamantium skeleton to get his revenge. Little does he know is that Sabretooth and the colonel are working together to obtain other mutants in order to create the ultimate mutant killer. See where the problem is? Honestly, this could have been a pretty good, straightforward origin. Had they kept focus, really, on, say, the Weapon X storyline. Where he gets kidnapped and he's subjected to the adamantium bonding. Or, they could have obtained elements of both the origin storyline and Weapon X storyline, and kept it that, and even the Team X storyline of Wolverine, which they kind of do, but they could have done it better than they did. Here, what they did was they took pieces and just made them into fucking scenarios. It didn't flow. It didn't seem connected. It was just pieces. Piece, 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 piece. And let's find some way to connect them to make a story. A lot of them felt unnecessary. A lot of them weren't necessary. But we got them anyway. Like I said, you could have made something interesting. You know what? Here's one. You start off with when Logan first gets his claws, his bone claws, when he was a child, 1800 something in Canada. He runs away, and he runs away. Years later, years later, we see him kind of like in the movie. We see him go through all the wars, which is the only good scene in the movie. And along those wars, he meets Sabretooth. They're not brothers. They're friends. And like I said, in those wars, you see what he can. You see them go through all the wars, fighting, and then they decide, and then they join Team X. Wow, you know what? I am sorry to make it sound a little more like Wolverine. Alright. You know what? Here it is. He meets Sabretooth during the wars. All the wars are over. He decides to live a quiet life. His girlfriend is murdered by Sabretooth. As he fights Sabretooth, he gets his ass kicked. He is taken to a mutant facility, by a military facility to hold mutants, and he is forced into Team X, where he is subjected to the adamantium bonding. There, he decides to get his revenge, but he also slowly loses his memories. There is your fucking Wolverine origin movie. That is your origin Wolverine movie. He gets his claws. He gets his claws. He goes through the wars. He meets Sabretooth. His girlfriend gets murdered. He is forced into Team X. Boom! Adamantium claws during the experimentation, and he loses memory. None of this bullshit that he has to go through just to get to the end of the goddamn movie. None of that. We didn't get none of that. We didn't get no Gambit. We didn't get no him in a boxing fight with Blob. We didn't get him meeting an old couple. None of that. None of no. I hate this movie. I hate it. They fucked it up. They royally fucked it up. How? And what's even worse is that this is so PG-13. It's not. It's insulting to the character. This, and want to know how? Not one time were the claws practical. Oh, I'm not kidding. When you think he'd just be popping his claws and just kind of doing this, it's CGI. The worst kind of CGI. Where it's CGI. It is that bad. Oh my god. What the hell? It was just, god, it was painful to look at. And, I mean, we're making the claws that expensive? How? How was it that expensive? All you had to make were 2 pairs of blades. I mean, 2 pairs of claws, 3 blades each. And the scenes, a lot of the scenes are so rushed. You can't feel the impact, especially the scene where he gets his adamantium. You're supposed to feel like, oh god, he's in pain, he's in pain. Oh man, he just died. Oh wait, here he goes. There he is. That's the scene. I said that in 5 seconds, okay? That is how long it feels. I mean, that is how long that scene probably was, but it also felt like it was dragged for no reason. This scene, though, could have been impactful, but they didn't make it impactful. And the characters are fucked up. The characters are ruined. I might add, Wolverine. Oh, Hugh Jackman is the best thing in this movie. He is not. If there is any good out of this, it is Hugh Jackman. That's it. That's pretty much it. Lee Schreiber as Sabretooth is the worst casting. One of the worst casting choices I've seen in my life. Why they couldn't get Tyler Mane, I have no idea. Okay? I'm sure he's not that great of an actor when he's doing full sentences instead of one line, but he still would have been excellent. Alright? He was Sabretooth, in my opinion. They fucked up Agent Zero, or Maverick, for all the comic book fans, by making him this sycophantic, or not sycophantic, this asshole, psychopathic little shit, instead of making him kind of really the hero that Maverick actually is. Government hero Maverick actually is. They fuck up Blob. Well, actually no, they don't. They fucked up John Wraith by making him be played by Will.i.am. Oh my god, is he horrible in this movie. He can't act. He can't act at all. Taylor Kitsch as Gambit was atrocious. I don't hate Taylor Kitsch. I mean, although some of his movies are like to beg to differ. But he was horrible as Gambit. The only reason why he was in this movie is because, like, hey guys, well, you want Gambit? You got Gambit. You got Gambit. Here's Gambit. 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 Fuck this movie. And they fuck up Silver Fox. I mean, and I know in the comics, like, she is a mutant. And she did survive her murder. But this could have been really, really impactful had they kept her dead. That's what they could have done, but they didn't. And it just ruins everything else by making it a big conspiracy. And Colonel Stryker was ruined. Was fucking ruined. And here's why. In X2, he's a man who despises mutants. And the fact that his son is a mutant cemented that hatred and really that hatred towards mutant kind. And he will do whatever it takes to destroy mutant kind. Here, he is really confused as to whether he hates mutants or not. He even says, like, I don't hate mutants. But I know they must, because they're useful. They must be controlled. I guess you could assume that he hated mutants over the years, but that's not what it was like in the second movie. Here he's just like, yeah, I don't really hate mutants, but I know they're useful, but I also know they're a threat, so I gotta make a mutant killer in order to protect the United States. That's it. You're already fucking confused. You don't know what you want. Just the amount of CGI that is so fucking unnecessary. It's horrible. It's one of the, like I said, it's some of the worst CGI ever. When they revealed Deadpool, and we'll get to Deadpool in a minute. It was like, when they revealed Deadpool, they show an arm, it's fucking CGI. They CGI an arm that could have been easily a real person's arm. Oh, God. I'll say this. Ryan Reynolds as Wade Wilson was good casting. He was excellent. They could have easily made that really, really good. They could have made him like Wolverine's sidekick that double crosses him in the end, or whatever. Easily, I mean, granted, him breaking the fourth wall would have really taken the mood out of something dark like Wolverine's origin, but at least we would have had Deadpool. Or better yet, made Deadpool not insane until later on in the movie. They don't do that here. Yes, they kept him funny. He's a smart ass. That is very much Deadpool. Then they show the Weapon 11, the Deadpool. He looks like Baraka in the early stages of Mortal Kombat. I'm not even fucking kidding. They gave him a combination of all these mutant powers. Hell, they gave him Cyclops' optic blast. What? Just, oh my god, I hate this movie. I hate this movie. They fucked up Deadpool so much. They fucked him up. And yeah, okay, the makeup artist gave the excuse of, was like, yeah, well, this is like Deadpool before he became Deadpool. This is like the early stages. And you know what? I can let that slide. Had you not called him Deadpool, you already called him Deadpool in the movie. When I think Deadpool, I think insane, fourth wall breaking psychopath. That is what I think. I don't think whatever the fuck that was. You don't do that. And going back to the rating, like I said, this is a really PG-13 movie. There is no blood. There isn't, except for like the fake blood that on Kayla Silverfox, but again that was just fake blood to fake her death. So I'm just gonna end this now. I give X-Men Origins Wolverine a 2 out of 10. I was going to give it a 3, but that's too nice. Not for this. So, I'll be back with our next movie. Hopefully this will redeem the franchise. Hopefully.